Even Google's programming has gone woke. This is so hilarious. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, bringing you the obvious. And today, on dailymail.com. Now, I've been waiting a really long time for another one of those absolutely hilarious and absurd stories, and I think this just might be it. Google has some sort of respectful coding program, right? And they want to remove disrespectful language from their programming. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Okay, so look, here it says, Google is blacklisting Blacklist. Search giants leaked respectful code policies. Shows effort to remove references to master, slave, trumpssh, and more from programming language. Oh my goodness, folks. Oh my god. Master. But what if you're into that sort of thing? It's so hilarious. Now even the code is gonna be woke. We can't have Trump in the code. We can't have master in the code. Wow. Every time I think Clown World is gonna top itself, it tops itself. It's almost like it's infinity, an infinite universe of hilarity and honks and laughs. Oh man, now before you really get into this, just a reminder, you can find my Patreon and Subscribestar links down below in the description. Users like me are constantly being demonetized. I'm now automatically demonetized every time I upload a video, so if you want to help me out, check out the links. There's some affiliate links. Have a lot of fun. Support's always appreciated. Now let's read here. So let's look here. Internal Google documents show the company is making an effort to clean up problematic language in its computer codes. You know, a company is far gone and far left when even computer coding is problematic. Wow. But is lacking in a specific approach to identify what constitutes troublesome terminology. This is straight newspeak. The set of two documents, one of which is referred to as a respectful code policy, obtained by Daily Caller, show the internet search giant has directed employees to remove references to blacklist, whitelist, and master/slave, among other things, from the programming that makes its product operate. Yeah, gee, just make your people make up an entirely new list of words. I don't know how that even works. It sounds like you're just gonna break everything. The policy, first written in 2017 and updated in 2018, applies to new and existing code, requires edits to be made to bring old computer language into compliance. Wow. 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 What a waste of time. What absolute absurdity. I have no nose, but I must honk. The FAQ, frequently asked questions, portion of the policy suggested that slave shows up in 100,000 instances throughout a specific set of code and it should be done away with. Invoking slavery as a metaphor is insensitive. Given both the historical brutality of slavery and the fact that the type of human rights violation still happens today, the document read, I couldn't care less. NyanCat all the way. While the message is clear, the route to execution is muddy, with no official procedure right now to determine what is and what is not acceptable language. Well, of course not, because this is absolutely bonkers, absolutely insane. What dyed-haired, middle-aged woman came up with this insane policy? I really want to know. The facts section of the document reads, the baseline is that master/slave should definitely change. It is explicitly called out in the policy doc, but other terms in ongoing cleanup have enough people in agreement they should be changed that cleanup work is actively happening. The guidance from policy doc is to use your judgment and ask for your project/organization's D&I, diversity and inclusion team. That's straight out of a nightmare. That's straight out of a dystopia. Diversity, inclusion. Really? 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 That's something at a company? God, man. Diversity. Oh, yeah, we got to get rid of all the white people. Yeah, that's what you mean. By inclusion, you mean only what you believe. No conservatives, no Caucasians, no diversity of thought, not even Asians. That is what you are. You're discriminatory. You are bigoted. Google. Google is run by crazy zealots and ideologues. Two words that are specifically not banned, according to the fact document, are witchcraft and wizardry. At Google's, inclusivity is central to our mission and our culture, and our values include treating each other with Dignity. The policy rational document read. So I guess we should just erase the word master from the English dictionary because it might offend someone and they might cry. Oh no. This is so insane. I think I'm actually going insane just by reading it. And I thought my jokes were bad. As such, it's important that everyone can do their work without facing the harmful effects of bias and discrimination. However, terms in our codebase, UIs, user interfaces, and documentation can perpetuate that discrimination. Citation needed. This documentation sets forth guidance which aims to address disrespectful terminology in code and documentation before they go into production. How stupid are you? It's just code. It's just code. Master, slave, it's stuff that makes stuff easy to understand. By doing this, you're not only confusing people, you're wasting time, but I guess you're Google. You have so much money you can waste it on your social engineering, brainwashing, and Marxist agenda. First developed by senior fellow Sanjay Gumawat. Well, there's your problem right there. And VP of Engineering Susan Frey in April of 2017, the respectful code policy was updated in July of 2018. The modifications were made at the same time that Python, a programming language, opted to remove master/slave terms from its lexicon. Guess what I'm never learning? Master and slave have long been used in computer coding to denote something that is subject to or follows another coding command. So what did you replace it with? Leader and employee? Leader and executive leader? You know, that can be confusing. We asked that people use their judgment about what terms might be inappropriate. The document read, if you think that some people could be offended by a term, avoid that term. One clear example is the use of the term slave, which is often used in a master/slave association. Teams renaming these terms should decide what's best replacement terms fit their product. You do realize there's people out there with a fetish for, master and, like dominant and sub. I'm dominant myself. The document also included suggested alternatives for the master/slave example, like primary/replica, master/replica, elder/follower, or master/minion. How is that any different? You read, oh God. It's too much. Part of me is angry. Part of me wants to laugh. Part of me is just trying to figure out the distorted logic going on in their tiny brains. The second document is titled, Cleaning Up Disrespectful Terms in Existing Systems, includes more specific words the company is actively removing from existing code. For instance, the term redline has been suggested to be changed to priority line because redlining also refers to a racist practice of denying various services to specific, often racially associated neighborhoods. I didn't even know that was a thing. Why do you know what that is? Makes you think. Regarding blacklist and whitelist, the document reportedly read, this is not about the past usage or origins, but the connotations these terms have today. Oh, you mean like how Google blacklists conservatives and people it doesn't like, and it whitelists, people like Jake Paul, who show dead bodies on YouTube? That's completely fine because he brings in the money, right? Nobody cares about ethics at YouTube. Nobody cares about ethics at Google. All they care about is their own ideological cult, because that's what it is. Terminology equating black to negative and white to positive troubles me. Nobody thinks that. You think that. Black is a cool color. Edgy boys like myself love the color black. And I'd like to make sure we can write these inclusively. You're literally talking about newspeak. Redefining language, which is what the Marxists did. That is literally... Wow. You are literally everything wrong with the world. Everything wrong. These words and more are to be removed from and not used moving forward in names of variotypes, functions, build rules, binaries, exported variables, test data, system output, and displays, documentation, and comments. The facts section noted, words can have multiple meanings and origins, and while one person might not think about the sensitive, non-technical meaning of a word, another person might, depending on their background. Okay, you know what the problem with that logic is? I think the word anything offends me. You need to get rid of it. All of it. The offends me. Get it out of the language, folks. The word love offends me. Get it out of the language. Background. That offends me. Get it out. Just, you know what? Just throw away English. Nobody ever talk again. How stupid are these people? And they're being paid for this. The argument, I don't think of this word as a problem, should not exclude it from critiquing. Terms on the list should have an explanation for why they're on the list and what other meanings or connotations they might have. I think we need to actively report to Google that every word in the dictionary offends us so that it can't be in the code. We could bring the entire system down. The list won't be thousands of words, ling, or include every possible monosyllabic word. It should only contain terminology that is actively causing harm and disrespect to coworkers. The policy also conceived of a situation where a particular word might be so entrenched in code or be used as a reference to external coding and therefore might prove too difficult to change. There may be a last % that can't be changed within our own code base because, for example, external dependencies. But we haven't reached that point, the fact document read. If a team does reach that point, those reasons should be documented, ideally with an explanation of how much time it would take and who ultimately decided it wouldn't be done. For example, Trumpish. What is wrong with that word? Please tell me it's not because you hate Trump. That's so pathetic. Could provide its explanation for why it wasn't renamed by doing those things. It's not immediately clear where and how the term Trumpish was used in Google coding, what it's been defined to mean, or how it may be offensive. Well, I can take a guess. Orange man, bad. Daily Mail reached out to Google for comment on the policy and did not immediately receive a reply. This is insane. This is literally insane. Bear12347 says, unbelievable. They've gone so politically correct, they will impede progress at some point. They're already there, folks. Human Doomed Earth says, what about the fetish of slave/master? Is that being whitewashed too? Oh, insert another term for whitewashing as that too is being deleted. Pepper85 says, Trumpish. Google's efforts to silence Trump. Scene says, liberals want us to be sent to China. And somebody sums it up the best. Jackie Lestrap says, why aren't liberals liberal? I think it's clear that Google has officially lost its little insane mind. Whatever sense they had is gone. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about Google's code going woke? Do you think they've officially gone into another dimension? Be sure to let me know. Just a reminder, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. There are different tiers, you can choose what you wish. Doing so will get you access to Fight Club, a private Discord server. There are also PayPal options. Lastly, because users like me are no longer being recommended by websites, posting the video on social media always helps. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.